We should go for a drive. It's a nice day out. What do you think?
I'm just not feeling it right now. I'd rather just hang out here, without having to worry about anything.
Pipes, you really need to get out more. It's not good for your mental health to stay isolated.
I'm just exhausted, that's all. I don't feel like wearing myself out even more. I've been hauling trailers all day, and the last thing I need is a flat tire.
It's just a simple drive.
Nothing is ever simple. Nothing.
I'll bring you out of your shell. You can count on that.
Pipes is an interesting character, to say the least. He is one of the more obscure characters that no one would remember if you said his name. That is why he intrigues me so. I have always been a fan of the characters that never got as much attention as the more popular ones. I don't have a Huffer to compare Pipes to, although with all things considered, I highly prefer this guy more. The monochromatic color scheme is easy on the eyes. It does appear as though he is wearing a combat outfit, with the dark blue bits as a vest and boots. He has a cab on his back. It is definitely a backpack, but Pipes has flat, stable feet, so he only topples over if you want him to. Detail-wise, Pipes has quite little. His eyes are a lighter blue than the rest of him. There is no paint on him whatsoever, which is accurate to his screen model, I'm sure. His arms are ghost white, same with his legs. Again, I do think this shade of blue works well with the white plastic, perhaps because I'm a fan of darker colors. Oh, my apologies. Pipes does seem to have some paint, although it is reserved exclusively for vehicle mode, probably because half of the vehicle is mounted on his back. And more paint suddenly showed up. That Autobot symbol has to be somewhere, just in case you wanted to know where he belongs. I think I know what happened to all the paint. It was all utilized for the weapons. I do like these cannons. Very symmetrical, very silver. But they are painted, so be careful that they don't get scratched. My cliff jumper has had that problem. But we can arm Pipes up with the cannons of glory. And like I said, he has incredibly stable feet, so he is able to find himself doing pretty cool poses. I always admire a photogenic Autobot. You know what time it is. Let's engage in some handy-dandy comparisons. I don't have Huffer, but I do have Cliffjumper and Rise of the Beasts Bumbles. He's taller than Cliffjumper, no surprise there. Being from the same line, they do scale nicely with each other. But Pipes is a hair taller than B. With that said, I think this is an appropriate scale if you do choose to pair Pipes with some of your Studio Series figures. He fits right in, what with his extreme lack of paint. Transforming Pipes is more or less an involved process. Even though the entire cab is on his back, you still have to make sure everything is tabbed in correctly. Let's start with said cab. To hinge it up, it helps to separate the cab from the rest of the body. Rotate it and extend the cab so that it's sticking way out from his back. This is to get it out of the way, because we need to work on the actual robot. What I like to do to prevent Pipes from staring at me is to rotate his head around, so that it's not visible when I turn the truck over. Lurch him forward so that you may grab these shoulder pieces and detach them from the body. They swing out as far as they're able to. And now we want to get a closer look at the shoulders, because they flip down exactly like this. Indeed, Pipes does have some specific steps, and if done incorrectly, he simply will not turn out the way he should. Flip the wheels down, they lock in place. It is a snug fit on my copy, so I must be careful there. Now we want to bring the cab down, but if you just bring it down like this, the cab stretches too far, so you have to hinge it back so that the cab is compacted enough. Take a close look at how the cab connects with the wheels. It's a solid snap. That secures the front half of the truck, which is what we want. That detail is magnificent. Next, let's move down to the arms, and you can see that there is a blue tab that will slide into that outer slot. Some rotating is required, but just roll with it. Once it sits in that tab, it's not a solid connection, but it is a connection nonetheless. One thing to note is that his hands don't go anywhere. They just hang out back there with not a care in the world. This does not lend itself to the whole robots in disguise aspect. How do you explain this to someone driving behind pipes? Oh yeah, don't worry, those aren't hands, there's something else. In all seriousness, the wrists flip down to hide behind the cab. Considering how pipes transforms, this was the best way to go about it. Once you have the wrists flipped, this basically finishes off the entire front half of the truck. This is the most complicated section. As for the legs, they transform as easy as pie. Simply tab the two halves together and ensure this flatbed section is connected as well. They are extremely thin pieces, so be mindful. Now grab the entire back section and flip it over so it covers the legs. At this halfway point, bring this piece down and finish concealing the legs. That's all you have to do. But if you don't have the front half of the truck complete first, then the back half will not work with you. It seems we have completed the transformation. It is rather specific in some areas, but if you do it correctly, you will end up with a smashing truck. This dark shade of blue really makes this figure. It allows the silver paint on the cab to shine, and if that means sacrificing the paint for robot mode, then so be it. Now a little piece of advice for you. If you find pipes having trouble rolling, despite doing the steps correctly, then pay attention to this. Notice how, on my copy, the wheel is pressed against that white piece. It shouldn't be like that. Because when you try rolling it, the wheel grinds against that piece, and it makes for an unpleasant experience. That is due to the cylinder not being connected to that blue tab there. This occurs for both sides, and once these are both tabbed in, this will free the wheels up enough and allow them to roll. Those are his hands. There's nothing you can do about that. But at least he makes up for it by having painted taillights. Some legacy figures don't even have that. This goes to show you that a little paint can go a long way. Let us arm up this beautiful truck with some weapons. Bring back those two silver cylinders of goodness, and we can display these in a variety of ways. One, you can stick these on the sides like this and give pipes some antennas. Or we can be a little more classical and mount the cannon on top of the cab. Or if Pipes wanted to enter in the Velocitron Speedia 500, place the cannons on the flatbed and give him thrusters for all I care. This is merely one configuration in the realm of possibilities. You can also use the cannons to give Pipes really long smokestacks, but in the year 2025, I believe Pipes should steer toward a more eco-friendly designation. But comparisons are always eco-friendly, so let's bring Cliff and Bumbles back. Bring them back. This is a good scale, if I do say so myself. Pipes is meant to be a smaller vehicle, so comparing this to a Camaro isn't out of the question. Oh, and they both have painted taillights. Good for them. Compared to Cliff, they're both from the same line, so this should be accurate scaling for the both of them. Even so, Pipes is an acceptable figure that seems to fit both toy lines. Pipes was purchased without a second thought online. He is Huffer's better half, with a simply charming robot mode, a stylish truck, and a transformation that will leave you engaged. As always, your audience is greatly appreciated. Sleep well, everybody.
Pipes, what are you doing?
I don't want Cliff to see me. He's not respecting my ideals as an introvert. And this mode is comfy.
Sorry I asked. Is this your best plan?
It's all I've got.
He's heading this way. What do I tell him?
Make something up.
But I can't handle the pressure.
You'll be fine. Cliff is very gullible.
Oh boy.
Hey, Braun, have you seen Pipes anywhere?
I think he died.
What the actual hell?
I told you I can't handle the pressure.